heard your ancestors say, have discernment. Have discernment for what's coming to you next. Like, literally, be aware about your generosity. Be aware about your cord cutting. Be aware about what's coming. Because your generosity for people has always been unlimited, and they find you to be naive instead of nice. They take you as a person they can get over on instead of a person who is truly genuine, a person who truly loves them, and a person who truly cares for them. Y'all get in here. You used to be so hurt behind the things that people would do to you. Like your rage used to come out in tears. You used to have to be so horrible just to yourself. So you would self sabotage, you were destructive, and believe me, they didn't even know how to really take you or how to proceed with caution. But it was all because people thought you were naive, because you would give so easily. You were like yes to everything. There was never a no inside of you, although you knew, you know, that people were using you and they were abusing your friendship and they were abusing your love and they were using you for your talents, your gifts, the way that you freely gave information and the way you freely gave your time and your services and your energy. They didn't care. As long as they felt good, they weren't worried or not or worried about you ever feeling anything. And these same people would never do the same for you. They would never go as a mile for you or walk a mile in your shoes, is what I'm hearing. You suffered from a lot of grief and a lot of loss throughout the years, and that's how you ended up making it to your authentic self. No one's seen you like this, and even if they did, they never comforted you. They never gave you the time, the patience, the attention, the love, the care. They never did that, you know? But now that you are authentically you and you are outside of yourself and you finally reconnected with your child self, now everybody wants to know, who are you? What's going on? Where's the person? Where's that old person at? The one we love, the one we can get over on, the one that would do any and everything for us, the one we could tell the sky is blue but it's green. Now that you are so audacious and fearless and filled with joy, they want to know, who are you now? Where did you come from? Who gave you this? How did you find it? Baby, you stood in the back with everything and you hid your gifts from everywhere and everybody. You never said anything. You had the best type of discernment. You had the best type of infrastructure there ever was in hiding. So now that you're out loud with your happiness and you're living in bliss, some people think it comes from a relationship. Others think it comes from, I don't know. But whatever it comes from, we know that it comes from the Most High, your ancestors, and your loved ones from the other side. Know that you know that this thing right here is something you can only give yourself. Now that you've broken free from the guilt that people placed upon you, the remorse that people never had for you, the self loathing because you sat in yourself trying to figure out why they didn't like you or why they never accepted you or why no one ever chose to truly understand you. Now you know. Shit, they couldn't understand themselves. They didn't understand who they were. They couldn't tell you who you were. They were too busy being you, the you that they didn't want you to be. So now that you broke free, There's no stopping it now. We're on the move. That's the song I just heard. You're unleashing so much potential, and you have so many things coming for you. And it's so weird because I'm hearing them tell you you have always been interconnected to them on the other side before you even got here. You've always had the gifts, I'm hearing. You've always had that, man, that power to be in both worlds at the same time. It's like daydreaming and driving and going somewhere else and then coming back. That's how I felt that. And to make everything else, just everything else. Hold on. You can have whatever you like. They say you've always been the talent. You've always had everything that you needed within you. All those things you were asking for from people, like lay your burdens upon us, they said, and then take everything within you and make it your own. You've always had this type of discernment. Like you are divine, and the synchronicities and unexpected blessings have always been within you. So everything that you create, everything that you do, everything that you speak, always come into fruition. You have that type of connection, and that's why people are always wanting to be around you and in your space. That's why they always want to know what you have going on. I'm also hearing from them that someone here needs to make sure, that you stand within your health. Your health is wealth. So they want you to take care of yourself always. Always be concerned with your health. Practice. You're a healer. I'm healing. That's okay. You're a healer. And besides healing other people, make sure you heal yourself. I want to make sure I heard that correctly. And you've always been there for others, but you make sure you be there for yourself. I'm making sure I get that clear, because it keeps running through my head exactly that way. So make sure you get in your herbs, your tea, the foods and the nutrients and vitamins, minerals, and all of those things that you need for yourself. All right, I got a long message. Hold. Sorry, I had to sit up for this one, but so, ever since you let go, when you cord cut, when you did your cord cutting and released all those people who were holding you back, who were against you, who didn't believe in you, who still are reaching out to you to this day, um, that's when you came into yourself. So letting go, acceptance, and detachment happened. But what they're saying is have discernment. Have discernment, because these people are making their way back to you, and they do not want you to give them the same type of you, the person you were before. They want you to know that you have self-worth now and you are worthy of all of that. Your soul has been forgiven. You've forgiven yourself for just people pleasing and running behind people and making sure people were okay before making sure you were okay. So, as I said earlier, have discernment, because that new talent, that new ideal, all those manifestations that you birthed brought against, bought, not against, bought an abundance that are going to bring people out the woodwork. So probably the forest, the streets, the highways, out of their houses. They're going to be glancing. They're going to be paying attention. People pocket watch people more than anything, and they know how generous you are. So have discernment with your generosity. Have discernment. We already know you're going to help who you're going to help, but don't keep helping the same people help themselves to your plate. They can't eat where they didn't help make the dish. That's what I'm hearing. So, as I said, put it all into your own perspective. And I love you. And I return your energy to you. And I am Butterfly Goddess.